Welcome over to the second game of the second series of the day. It is Join the League season number 5 once again. Game number 2 of Elysium versus xGame KZ. First game, Elysium had a pretty convincing win, to be honest. Early on laning phase, maybe a little bit rocky, but that was only for the first couple of minutes, that's it. But xGame, they're definitely a strong team, so we'll see if they're going to be able to bounce back here. We're of course HeflaTV, I'm Couchor, once again joined by Danny. Do you think xGame is going to be able to tie things up?
I believe xGame, if they actually run not really a standard draft, but much more safer compared to what they drafted last game, I actually think they do have a chance. They had times during the game where they actually executed pretty well. They tried to get whatever they could during the game, but whenever the team fights happened, they just didn't have the tools to deal with what Elysium had. So I think Elysium, it just feels like they first picked a sniper to kind of show xGame how to play it properly. So that's what I'm kind of getting from this sniper pick anyway. He's not really a T1 pick in my opinion. What do you think about first pick sniper?
Well, if it's like in the first phase, especially if it should be like a first pick Shadow Fiend before that, it's fine because sniper is usually used as a counter to the Shadow Fiend. But I wouldn't really rate it as straight out first pick as well, just because it's not that hard to counter. Just get heroes that can close the gap easily. Like Batrider for one is definitely strong. Wish Elysium now, do ban out. But we'll see if they're going to be able to keep him safe. Clockwork, definitely a good enough hero to do so, to be honest. Hookshot, Power Cogs as well. Just great ways to make sure that heroes do not reach Sniper. Or if they do, they're going to be separated completely from the rest of their team.
Yeah, there's still Tidehunter in the pool, and so, let's not forget about Centaur Warrunner. He is one of the forgotten off lanes. He's not picked up as, you could say, as much as he used to be. He used to be that T1 must-pick off lane, but we don't see him anymore. I think he could potentially get picked up here. There is Timbersaw as well, actually. Timbersaw will be pretty good. He can close the gap, but it's only for himself.
Well, it might just be fine. You can also Timber Chain away from the Power Cogs. That's definitely a bonus to have for really any hero going up against Clockwork. It just means that you're not that reliant on somebody getting a 4-staff early on, for example. And if you get close enough as a Timbersaw, even if you're solo, Sniper probably cannot stand up to you for all that long. But we'll see if Timbersaw will be the pick. It really depends on how much lockdown Elysium will have in general, probably. xGame, though, they themselves have a solid opening so far, Shadow Fiend and the Lion. I do believe they have even played the Shadow Fiend in the safe lane a couple of times, depending on what lane matchup it otherwise would be. But what other support could they go for now here? I guess,
well,
no, they banned out the Vengeful themselves, so that's out of the question.
If they want to play a little bit defensive, they can actually pick up the Lich just to have the sacrifice in one of those lanes. So if they think they're going to pick one of the more greedier off lanes, they definitely can do that. Pick up the Lich and just keep sacrificing in that lane so that not only are you denying EXP to the safe lane carry on the side of Elysium, but you're also denying it to the supports if they decide to play passive and sit in that lane. And it'll also give their own off lane a bit of a chance. But we don't know what they're going to pick yet, so it's really hard to say. Another support, there's Jakiro and Ogre Magi. Jakiro, one of the forgotten supports as well, not really picked up as much as he used to be. He's still good. I just think that teams, they've kind of just gone back to those heroes that have the single target stuns, much easier to land compared to the Ice Path.
Well, at least having the Lion as the secondary support on top of the Jakiro could make for easy setups for the Ice Path at least. I still think that also Jakiro kind of underutilized at the moment. Yes, he got nerfed, but I don't think the nerf was that big, but whoa. So, is this the secondary support we were expecting, or is this like an offlane Spirit Breaker?
I forgot who it was. Was it xGame? I forgot one of the European teams that normally run Spirit Breaker as a support. I don't think it's xGame. I'm trying to remember who it is. Was it VP Polar?
VP Polar at one point in time, I think they played a crap ton of Spirit Breaker. It was like only Spirit Breaker for them for some period, I think. But
yeah.
I know we just saw Kingdom beforehand playing the Spirit Breaker as well. But Spirit Breaker,
he doesn't really provide much utility as a support. He's actually pretty good for ganking though, because you're going to maintain that constant vision when you charge of darkness at somebody. But I think he might be an offlane Spirit Breaker.
It's definitely not out of the question by any means. Also, offlane Spirit Breakers, like sometimes he's forced to go home because he's too low on health. Suddenly he can just come in with a charge onto any other lane. Just have that tiny bit of a surprise factor coming in from that.
Yeah.
Also,
that might be where the Lich pick happens, though. I don't know, I have a gut feeling that Lich is going to appear in this game. I have a gut feeling, but I might be wrong, because normally my gut feeling is wrong.
Well, the bonus armor against Sniper definitely not bad, because Sniper mostly all about the physical damage. Assassinate, definitely a pretty highly damaging Nuke as well, but that's usually cast when heroes are already running away and you kind of won the fight already as it is. Especially if it's the Spirit Breaker with the Lich armor charging in, it would be really hard to kill him. Also, excellent against Death Ward having the bonus armor there. So I could definitely see xGame going for like a Lich Spirit Breaker offlane even possibly.
So if they pick up a Lich, they're going to need one more hero, and it's either going to be a safe laner or a mid, depending on how they want to lane this. Because like you said, Shadow Fiend can be run in the safe lane, but we typically see him in the mid lane because you just want the levels, you want the farm. And he even has kill potential himself when he gets those levels. Oh, Wraith King from Elysium. Support Wraith King?
I would think so. I would hope so a little bit. So, well, then again, if it is a core, it might not be too horrible in a sense that even if you get Finger of Death used on you, you don't care that much because you're going to have a secondary life. Then again, the mana burn on Lion, once it's maxed out, is a huge threat as well to the Wraith King. So, be it support or core, might be a little bit hard for whoever plays it to just play it properly. xGame now though, picking up a Slark, a hero that it's still pretty popular, banned out rather often in the second phase, but hasn't been picked up as often, or at least I haven't seen it that much recently.
I think he's going to have a pretty good game, because if you look at Elysium's lineup, they don't have any AoE stuns, aside from maybe a bit of disable from the clockwork, because Witch Doctor, he's cast and you need a target at the hero, and you might get lucky with the bounces. Wraith King, he's a single target stun as well, so Slark, he might actually have a pretty good game this game. Not really much to contest him, aside maybe if they pick up a hero with silence. Oh, there's Ember Spirit though, so they're going to have the Searing Chains to work with, I suppose.
I guess it's not that bad, but they might even send, if you're xGame, they might even send the Slark up against Ember Spirit, to be honest. Because Ember Spirit against Shadow Fiend, played correctly, Ember Spirit can get those early kills on the Shadow Fiend, to be honest. At least the last time I saw that matchup, Ember Spirit kind of crashed it. Whereas Slark against Ember Spirit is pretty decent, but we'll see how Elysium want to run this. They might even go like, I don't know, aggressive trialing with Sniper, although I highly doubt it's gonna happen. But xGame, they really have a couple of heroes that can quite easily just reach the Sniper at the moment. Slark most likely will go for the Blink in this game. Spirit Breaker just gonna charge at the Sniper anyway. So I think xGame's draft looks more solid than in game number 1 already.
Oh yeah, much more solid. I like this draft a lot more compared to game 1. This time, they have better heroes to deal with Elysium. It's not really counter picks, but more, it feels like it might be heroes that they're comfortable with. Do you know any of these players that play these heroes quite frequently?
For xGame?
Yeah.
Well, I guess Mantis has played quite a bit of Slark, so it's highly likely that he's going to play that one. As a Puck is picked up, so pure Spirit Breaker support in the end anyway. Sharvik is going to play the mid lanes on the Shadow Fiend. Sharvik is a just full-on mid lane player anyway. I think that's almost the only role I've seen him in. But Puck off lane can work out. There's no like direct stuns which he cannot dodge with the phase shift. The only way for Elysium to get the kill is like bait out the phase shift first with like Paralyzing Cask, then have a Ray Fire Blast to follow, something along those lines. But, well, Puck, I mean, what do you think of this last pick here?
I think Puck actually gives them some teamfight presence, because if you looked at their draft beforehand, they didn't really have that much AoE. They've got a lot of single target heroes, but they don't have anything like Elysium where they have the power cogs to really disrupt the team fights. They have a Death Ward to do some not really AoE damage, but just to provide a little bit of damage output. They have Ember Spirit, who's going to have the Sleight of Fist. So Elysium, I think they have the better team fight so far, but if the Puck can get those fast levels and potentially start snowballing, then they're going to have a lot of initiation with the Dream Coil. The Silence is going to be a nuisance. They're also going to have to deal with him because he's very elusive, and they don't really have the tools to really shut down a Puck. So this Puck, I think, is going to play one of the biggest roles in this early game to really provide some space for his team. Because if you look at xGame, They need the Shadow Fiend as well as the Slark to get a couple of items before they can start roaming around, because Slark, he's a naturally squishy hero, whereas Shadow Fiend, he just needs items. You just can't really say anything about Shadow Fiend. He can try and go for kills, I suppose, but you always want to build a little bit of HP on him just so that he can really sustain during the team fights. Do you think he might go for mech this game? Utility Shadow Fiend, because they do have quite a bit of damage output already.
It's definitely not out of the question, especially since Elysium themselves, they don't have like the best mech carriers for the team. Clockwork could go for one, maybe Witch Doctor later along the way, but Aghanim Scepter definitely a lot better of a pickup for Witch Doctor, I think. So if you just have the mech, especially since there's no massive amount of burst damage really from Elysium, mech also provides the extra armor to help up against the physical damage that Elysium already has. So I definitely wouldn't mind it. But to actually introduce the lineups as well for game number 2 of this series, Reeves will be handling the puck on the offlane, leaving Sharfik in the mid lane on the Shadow Fiend, with Stalkat supporting on the Spirit Breaker, Mantis on the Slark, and last is going to be Shkeeper on the Lion.
Okay, so on the side of Elysium, in the safe lane trialing, we are going to have... Oh, this is actually a very long name, and I actually can't read it. Please stop moving. So we have Sky on our Ember Spray. I'm just going to call him Sky because it seems a little bit easier for me. We have Covered playing on the Witch Doctor that's trying to zone out the puck for the moment. Currently pulling, it's going to be Hugo. He played the Lion last game. I have high hopes of this man. He played very well. Let's see what he can do with the Wraith King. We have Propolo on our Sniper, and lastly in the off lane, playing on our Clockwork, we have Seren, or Cherin, or Karen.
Yeah, it's however you want to pronounce it. I have no idea. Maybe there's like a French way to say it, but I have no clue about the language of French, so... Or France, the language of France, but in any case...
I don't speak it either.
Clockwork has been able to hit level 2 at the very least, so hasn't been completely zoned out. I guess Spirit Breaker not the best at that like role anyway, zoning people out. Puck in the meantime, also level 2. And for Puck it's rather crucial to hit at least level 2 on the offline, because it's gonna mean that you have the Phase Shift and the Illusory Orb both to escape.
Covered really committing towards pushing the Puck out of the lane, which I really like. Like we said, or like I said, Puck, he's going to play a very important role, and if he can get that quick level 6, he can definitely start roaming around for his team. But for the moment, stuck at level 2, we'll see what he can do. I think he's going to try and grab the bounty rune here for himself.
Well, he waited a little bit, maybe expected somebody to come close enough, not entirely sure. But does get himself a bounty rune, gonna help out a little bit. Clockwork gets himself a regen rune. I don't think he had lost too much health or mana at that point anyway. At least he could use a Rocket Flare without having to worry too much about it. But Clockwork definitely gonna struggle a little bit more than the Puck, I think, in the lane. Also, looking at the mid lane now, it is neck and neck. One more deny on the Shadow Fiend, but that's about it.
Yeah. So Shadow Fiend, it looks like he's going to be predominantly bottle crowing, because I think xGame they realized Puck's not going to get too much, so they want to try and get as many bounty runes on him as they can, and not just bounty runes, but if they get lucky, they can probably get a double damage rune, a haste rune to probably try and go for a setup kill on the Sniper in the middle lane, because Sniper's a very easy hero to kill. He's got low movement speed, he's got boots now, but he has also a very small HP pool. He doesn't have an escape mechanism, although we might see a gank in the mid lane. Clockwork's coming in as well. Hugo gonna start up with a stun, and there's gonna be power cogs as well to keep him in place, and Sharkfeet looks like it's gonna be definite first blood. Actually, Karen taking lots of damage. He's gonna die first. He does. Shadow Fiend. He gets the first blood, and they might get another one. Propolo, he's gonna die as well. 2 heroes downside of Elysium. Charge coming in from my Spirit Breaker, and Hugo looks like he's in trouble. There's no bashes, so unfortunately for them, they're not gonna be able to get Hugo, but my goodness, Shadow Fiend man-moding and getting a kill there before he dies himself.
That I did not expect to happen. Was it Sniper missing from the low ground like that? That just screwed him over, or... Not entirely sure. Of course, Clockwork, important thing, he did have Rocket Flare, so there was no battery assault to just keep on tripping up the Shadow Fiend like that. So he got just a few too many Shadow Races off like that. Oh god. What a turnaround. First blood for xGame. The only positive is that Sniper got the kill on the Shadow Fiend before he died himself. Then again, Lion got some pretty nice XP from that. Suddenly, almost level 4, and if Lion gets level 6, you mentioned Sniper is easy to kill. It's gonna be even more so once the Finger of Death comes out. What? Man, xGame, that was kind of a necessary turnaround there as well for them, to be honest, because they could use just kind of a morale boost, if nothing else, after game number 1.
Looks like they're going to try and go onto Karen. He has actually already used a power cog, so if he gets bashed here, that's going to be very unfortunate. TP incoming in from the Witch Doctor, but looks like they're going to lose him anyway. Witch Doctor going to go for the cast. Looks like it's going to bounce between these two heroes. Never mind. Only just going to bounce once, and actually Slug looks like he'll get out safely. He's not level 6, so no passive HP regen, unfortunately, and there is going to be a pause.
Oh, well, hopefully it's going to be fixed soon enough. The servers at the moment, I'm not too sure. I think the Year Beast event is already over, but earlier on everybody was lagging just because when the Year Beast event is, so many people come online, they kill the servers pretty much.
You're not killing Year Beasts, ladies and gentlemen, you are killing the servers. Congratulations.
Yeah, more or less true. Unfortunately so, but we have more people disconnecting even, so I guess they're taking the time to all reconnect, maybe, something like that. At least they're doing it during one pause. Sometimes it's like you wait for the pause to end, then another player realizes, hey, wait, I need to do something as well. But they're using the collective pause here. So at the moment, 3-1, the kill score advantage. Looking at pure last hits though, Ember Spirit farming up to safe lane 28-13, whereas the Slark 17-10. So safe lane farm all not that great for xGame.
Yeah, it's not looking... Oh, actually, safe lane farm for xGame, it's okay. It's not too bad. He got a kill from that as well, so he got a little bit of money, and he's also got decent CS. So
it's just
not
if you
too
compare
bad.
that to the Ember Spirit, which is purely lasts, of course. Ember Spirit...
Ember Spirit's a different story.
That does have a Quelling Blade as well, so I guess if he was missing last hits up against, well, more or less nobody, because Reeves, yes, he's gotten up to level 3, but... I don't think Ember Spirit has been too close to the Puck the entirety of the game, because Puck, he's really been heavily harassed by the Witch Doctor.
Yeah. Do you think he's going to go for something like a bottle to sustain in the lane? Because typically you'll see it on Clockworks. I don't think he can even afford one, so unfortunately for him, bottle's out of the question. Maybe a little bit later, but would you see a bottle on Puck, or do you think Puck will try and rush the Blink Dagger, just so he can become a little bit relevant once he has it?
I think I prefer the bottle because it's still going to allow you to get the blink within a decent timing, and having mana to sustain and of course the health as well from the bottle, it's probably going to help you far more in the long run, because if you go for straight up blink there, first of all, you're pretty squishy still. You don't really have too much mana. It's like you use an illusory orb, maybe a waning rift as well, you have to go back all the way to base to regen up once again. So I definitely favor the bottle, especially from the offlane. He has, I think, gone to check out the runes anyway rather often. So then he could just also bottle them up.
Yeah, that's true. I like the way you think too, so bottle it is, or hopefully anyway, unless he surprises us and picks up something a little bit different.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, pro players think... Well,
Of
I wouldn't
course,
say they think weirdly, but they have a better understanding of the game.
Well, they like to surprise us. We can only assume the standard things, and then all of a sudden they pull a wild card out and we say, oh, that's interesting. Let's see how it works out.
To be honest, I still think like one of the better performances, I think it was EG with Arteezy. They were just like going for a first big item rapier on a Medusa. They had an IO there to back them up as well. But it was just like face boots, magic wand, rapier pretty much. On a Medusa, and they just raped the opposition completely.
Was this a DAC?
Oh, no, it was a longer time ago. It might have been before TI4 even, I think.
Oh, okay. Alright. I don't think I remember that. I'm pretty sure I didn't watch EG a lot, unfortunately. I'm not EG fan before. I am now, though. They're playing phenomenal. I wasn't actually expecting them to win DAC.
I'm not too sure who. It might not have been EG, because when did Arteezy join the EG later, right?
Arteezy was in secret for DAC. So they had Pylai. Is it? Yeah. No, Pylai.
No, Pylai was in Cloud9.
He was in EG for DAC.
Oh, no.
That's when AUI and...
Pylai wasn't at DAC at all. Because he's playing with Meepone at the moment. It was Cloud9 had Eternal Envy, Misery, No Tail, Fata?
EG.
EG had Sumail, Universe, Fear
PPD?
of course, Aoi, and PPD.
I always forget PPD. I was a Cloud9 fan, and I could name everybody except PPD. I feel so bad. Oh, please forgive me.
PPD is the mastermind behind their success.
Yeah, he's the mastermind, but I can always forget the mastermind.
But where did Arteezy play before?
He played in EG, and then he moved to Secret.
No, but before EG.
Sad Boys?
I guess maybe, probably. Who knows? Who cares? I just know that somebody played a Medusa Rapier first big item. That's all I know.
No, we can't go. You have to wait for Spirit Breaker. Spirit Breaker DC'd, unfortunately.
Well, for xGame, I guess they are from Kazakhstan, so they're pretty long way away from European servers mostly, so they're having slightly worse ping than most people anyway. But Stalkat has reconnected, so that's a good sign already as it is. xGame so far, 3-1 kill advantage for them, so not looking all that bad. Okay, so 403 goes. I don't know what the number
Maybe that's ping. If that's ping, that's crazy.
Wow, that's horrible. I mean, it's...
Yeah.
If I connect from Europe to Southeast Asian servers, it's still better than that. Maybe not by a hell of a lot, but like 50 better.
Why would you want to play in Southeast Asian servers?
No, I wouldn't, but if I would have better ping than he does at the moment.
No one wants to play on Southeast Asia unless they really have to. Anyways, back to the game.
Well, at the moment, looks like lanes and things have gone a little bit passive. Maybe Spirit Breaker is angling for a kill though. Keeper on the line is also near the mid lane. You did mention that Sniper is kind of an easy pick-off, so... Can they get close enough though without the smoke and without them wrapping around?
Yeah, Covered is coming towards the mid lane though, so if he comes in time and if xGame decide to jump on the Sniper now, it's probably going to be the worst time too. Just because there is going to be the Witch Doctor and potentially another TP. Wraith King doesn't actually have a TP himself, he looks like he's saving up gold for something, but Clockwork doesn't have one as well, so most likely no TP support if they jump on that Sniper, but it looks like they're just going to continue on pulling the jungle.
Well, it's... If you don't have anything else to do, just stack up the jungle, farm it up later on. Maybe, hopefully at least, when Shadowfiend comes to farm it up, they're gonna have Lion close by. Just because Lion could definitely use that level 6 as fast as he can. Same even can be said for the Spirit Breaker, I guess, because once you get another strike, your just power spike goes through the roof almost.
Yeah, but aside from that, Spirit Breaker doesn't really provide that much else for your team, I suppose. There's the charge, they're going to try and jump on him now, but Sniper's running back behind the tower, and they have vision of this, so unfortunately no gank there. Lovely ward here to keep an eye on the Spirit Breaker if he could potentially charge at that Sniper. If they decide to smoke him up and then go for the charge, then it'll be more of a surprise factor for the Sniper.
So that ward pretty much I think is one of the least likely wards to get dewarded around Roshan Pit. Usually it's like wards are like here, or on, of course, this hill, maybe even like here. But that one, it's kind of common, to be honest. I've seen it quite a lot recently. Oh, they get the Hex on the Ember Spirit, but do they have enough damage? Earthspike was used, they get the Bash as well, they use the charge, but Ember Spirit still healthy enough, having the Flame Guard, of course, helping out a tiny bit, but still gets bashed. He doesn't have enough mana for the Remnant, trying to bottle up. He's gonna have to get more mana, healing salve, even pop.
Or Shadowfiend? If he turns around, he can definitely grab him.
God damn. Well, Shadow Razes will do the trick now that the Flame Guard expires. Oh god, no! Completely whiff. Sharpik still wants to keep on going, but the Paralyzing Cast keeps him in place for a little while. But he's gonna get Sky, I think. One more punch. No, he runs past him, runs back, gets the kill. Now Shrapnel did do a lot of damage, but Sharpik, Shadow Raze, number 1. Number 2 gets an easy kill, bash into the Sniper with the charge. But Hugo arrives with a nice Brayfire Blast. Sharpik might even be in trouble now unless the supports help him out. And Hugo will have to back off for now. So that's just 3 easy kills. I mean, it could have only been Ember Spirit dying, but they decided to throw a couple of more people under the bus.
Yeah, that's the problem with Wraith King as well. He's a melee hero, so if he throws the stun, he has to be right on top of the target to really do any damage. If it was something like a Scarlet Mage, he can always basically right-click the target from a distance. So we're already seeing the weakness of a support Wraith King, but this is still the very early stages of the game. His ultimate is going to be a very potent ability in these team fights, because it essentially means that if xGame kill the Wraith King and he has his ultimate available, the reincarnation, it essentially means that they can't really run away and they have to engage Elysium if Elysium decides to jump on them at that point. Oh, Puck.
Oh,
Poor Puck. Actually, there is a charge.
Well, he is bottling up, so I think he's gonna be fine with the face boots as well. Depends on how many bottle charges he's willing to use straight out, but to be honest, you should use all of them. But charge is coming, he's gonna use the last bottle charge, and Space Cow forced to just cancel his charge at that point. Even has an earnest for extra damage if need be. But at the moment, Mantis on the safe lane on the Slark. He's up to 1.8k gold. Is this going to be a blink with it? Oh, never mind, Sky might be in trouble once again. There's the charge, but he got the Flame Guard off. Hugo now, he wants to turn things around. Brave for Blast. I'm not going to use it on the Spirit Breaker though. But Mantis, is this a blink game for the Slark?
I actually think it is. Blink shouldn't be too much of a problem. That he's got a couple of easy kills so far. If he tries to jump on the Sniper, on the Witch Doctor, they are pretty squishy at the moment, so Slark can probably try and go for solo kills there. If not, just have the Spirit Breaker set him up with the Charge of Darkness, because it does provide them vision. Ember Spirit, much different case, not as easy to kill actually. Are they going to continue on with this past the tower? Looks like they are, but Witch Doctor is going to be coming in from the back line, so poor Spirit Breaker by himself. He's going to try and finish him off. There's the first bash under Propola's second bash. Very lucky so far, but actually Courier, Mr. Clockles, not again. He's going to get away.
Had the speed push still available. Oh, another charge. What's Stalket? I guess he thought he's going to be dead.
He's going to earn. He might get the kill. If he gets the kill, this is going to be massive. They lose the Spirit Breaker, but will the Sniper survive? Yes, he will.
He needed at least one more hit, or well, the hit needed to be a bash as well, but the Power Cogs pushed him out just at the time that the right click was about to land. So nice escape there. And, whoa, Mantis went for a Hand of Midas. Didn't rush it or anything, but, I mean, I guess Slark is one of the better core heroes to go for a Midas with.
Sharkfix stealing a massive stack in the entire jungle. Oh, that was a quad stack at least.
Thank you for the meal. Man, that's easy mech finish now. And I guess that answers it as well. He's going for at least some utility now. One Shadow Race. Flame Guard suddenly not there anymore. Of course, it timed out anyway. But the charge still keeps on going. They still have the vision. Sharkfix doesn't really want to force it that bad. Never mind. They're going to give up for now. But look at the Shadowfiend's net worth now. More than 2,000 ahead of the highest in Elysium, which is the Ember Spirit. Man,
so Hugo, he's level 7. Very hard. He's gone for a Hand of Midas. Hugo, very greedy. But he's going to die. So that's going to be the reincarnation. Now this is when Elysium, they want to try and jump in and go for kills, but they prop the Shadowfiend ultimate, the Requiem of Souls, but will they get the kill on him? There's going to be a raise. No, they didn't. He actually cancelled it, or he got actually stunned up by the Clockwork. So Clockwork is down. They're going to lose the Wraith King, so that's no reincarnation. He's already used it. Now they're going to continue on chasing covered. He's going to try and run into the cover of the trees. He won't survive. They're going to be finished up by the raise from Sharkfix, and it looks like it's going to be a T1 tower. They're going to try and just finish up the creep waves here and push with their creeps.
Just the mech coming out big time there for them. Not entirely sure if Sharkfix would have died anyway. Maybe it would have just meant Elysium is gonna die a little bit harder for the kill, but after the mech came out, Elysium, they just knew there's no chance for them to get the kills anymore. Maybe if Propolo had TP'd in, he did have a TP, so could have easily come in, assassinate Shrapnels, could have made a huge difference there. But Hugo at least got the Hand of Midas recipe purchased just before the death there. So that's nice, and I guess it's fine. At least you can like buy wards, maybe if not that can actually transition into a semi-carry of sorts. Brave King, not the best like one position, but being in a like 4, even 3 role later on in the game possibly might suit him fine.
I actually don't mind it. He's in a support position, so he's pretty much there for utility for his team, so he can't really do anything, but I think the main idea behind the Hand of Midas is to get that level 16 as quick as he can, because it means he'll have the 60-second reincarnation time. So that'll be very useful, but Mechanism popped on the Shadowfiend, gonna get a kill actually onto the Witch Doctor, and they're gonna continue on Sharkfix though. He's definitely gonna die. Mega kill going to the Wraith King, and looks like they're gonna try and go for the kill here onto a poor Sniper. There is actually a beautiful Cogs gonna keep Shopkeeper away from the team, and actually they're gonna continue on trying to fight Propolis. They're trying to fight up against Spirit Breaker. There's the ultimate as well, and they're gonna get the kill onto the Sniper, but they're gonna lose. Actually, the Courier died as well. What was in the Courier? Where'd the Courier go? Mr. Clockles!
Well, he had survived for 2 games in a row now, so it was his time. It was his time to go. Mantis though with the haste rune wants to come in. I mean, Shadow Dance is reaching him surely but slowly, or slowly but surely. So he might even get the kill. He's still going, but Serin already backing off on the Clockwork. So that was a pretty poor fight from xGame, to be honest. First of all, Shadowfiend, he went into that Witch Doctor so bold. I think he even saw the Wraith King being there. He got assassinated, but he still kept on going instead of just trying to back off and run away. I mean, but even with that kill, or the death rather, on the Shadowfiend, he's still 3,000 ahead of the Ember Spirit. Like, how the hell does he have so much farm? I guess a triple stack, I think it was, for the enemies. I do believe there was also a triple or quad stack waiting for him in his own jungle, so great work from the supports on both sides to feed the Shadow Fiend some gold.
Both sides. But Shadow Fiend, his score's really good so far. He's got 6 kills, he's died twice and 5 assists. So he's been super active. He's been in literally 11 of the kills that xGame has really done. It's been 12. So he missed out on 1, but he's really big. He's been everywhere. He's been doing everything for his team. So Sharkfic really playing well this game. I was going to say something. I forgot. Oh yeah, the courier. It had something that was of 875 value, which I presume is a... Was it drum recipe?
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be a component for the perseverance.
Yeah, it was drum recipe, 1 set of observer wards and a TP scroll there.
Ah, okay.
But sniper now with the Mask of Madness, it's every single time. Yes, it's great. It definitely helps you get more headshots, but if you have the Mask of Madness activated, you have 800 HP. You are just so brittle, you're gonna fall over so fast if anybody gets next to you.
Oh, of course. And the Spirit Breaker is going to be his worst nightmare just because he's got one of the best gap closers in the game so long as the Witch Doctor isn't there. If they had something like a Lion, it would be much easier to cancel that out because obviously it's a much quicker cast compared to the cast from the Witch Doctor. But will they try and go for this? I think they are. They still have the Clockwork down the bottom lane. He's trying to get as much EXP as he can. He's level 8. He's not doing too badly in terms of levels, but he's not that high. Actually, Witch Doctor taking quite a bit of damage there from our Slark, and they can't really do anything. They use the cogs to they use the cogs as well as the hookshot to actually keep him in place. So Park as well as Slark already down for xGame. So xGame playing a little bit too cocky, but they're going to try and go for the sniper. Sniper, they're running away for his life. He's so fast. He's going to be able to road run his way away from that Spirit Breaker. And wow, xGame, they lose 3 cores. No, 2 cores.
That was just a huge misplay. First of all, the Puck, he thought he can come in and help Mantis, but all he did was provide a target for the Paralyzing Cask to bounce to. That's all he did there. And Slark now, he's not even going for a blink. He has picked up a Shadow Amulet, so it's going to be a Shadow Blade Slark. The synergy is definitely there. I guess it's going to help out in a sense that if you Shadow Blade and you're Maledicted, you're still going to be able to get some health back. Sharpie now, Searing Chains up. Propolo comes in as well. BKB, Requiem of Souls, not going to connect on anything but the creeps there. And there's an enemy's run on the Ember Spirit as well. He wants to come back in. Keeper pops his ultimate, but not going to get the kill uncovered. Hex onto Propolo. Charge coming in as well, but the Paralyzing Cask once again doing a lot of work. Brave Fire Blast into Sharpik. xGame, what are they doing? Propolo, they need to get at least 1 kill, but the Nether Strike already in cooldown. They do get covered down, but the hookshot into Stalcat now. Gonna get cogged in as well. Then again, Hugo also cogged, but has the ultimate. Pounce misses from Mantis. Gonna get pushed back by the cogs. Completely out of mana. Reeves loses his life. Mantis gonna go down as well. Dare I say 3-2-2. This is just epic throwing action.
xGame! xGame, what are you doing? Oh, it looked so good for them during the early game. They were playing very smart, very safe, and they've started to overextend now. This is my greatest fear with xGame. But they'd still have a pretty good draft. It basically fell apart when Shadow Fiend used the BKB Requiem of Souls and hung around. I think at that point he should have just backed off, play it safe, keep on going into the late game, because they do have a pretty good late game lineup. Slark, he is a nuisance during the late game, especially when he has the Eye of Skadi, just because it means that any target that he pounces on, it's going to be incredibly difficult for them to make an escape unless it's a 4-staff, and there is a charge coming up from the Spirit Breaker. Who is he going on? I think he was chasing Propolis, but he does cancel it out in the end. Oh, xGame.
That's... Well, looking at the graphs, used to be a 6,000 lead in net worth suddenly. Absolutely zeroed out. XP... What? There was a like 9k XP swing in the past couple of minutes. From 5,000 in xGame's favor to like 4,000 in the side of Elysium. Oh wow, that's just massive. I mean, Shadowfiend is still hugely farmed, but look at Hugo. We were expecting great things from him, and he's level 12 already, Hand of Might is running. Has some pretty great net worth as well, to be honest. And one thing I have been... Oh, they might get kill on Reeves, and with the Assassinate they do, and... Oh, hookshot slightly off target of the Lion, but... Sky might still go for something with the haste drone. But what I wanted to say is that this puck has been kind of a letdown. 18 minutes in, still no blink dagger, not even too close to it. Went for power threats first. 5 deaths, only 1 assist. This is just not the puck's game. This puck is last game's Storm Spirit.
It's very, very lackluster. I made the assumption, I make a lot of assumptions, but I made the assumption that he would actually be one of the heroes to actually make space for xGame, but it just comes to a point where he's not really doing anything. Once he casts his spells, that's pretty much about it. And is he going for BKB? He's got an Ogre Club. He sold it. He was thinking about it.
If the puck had gone for BKB, I don't even know. I mean, yes, it's nice, but you just need the blink dagger. Puck without blink dagger does not operate, or you do, but at like 20% of the power you normally would be able to. At least Stalkat is kind of tanky on the Spirit Breaker. It's silly how tanky that hero is, to be honest, and he does have an Ogre Club in his inventory. So going for the BKB after the Urn, Threads, and the Bracers. But this Shadow Fiend, although he has a crap ton of farm, it doesn't have any damaging items. Arguably, yes, you don't need as many because you have the Necromastery, but even so, they just need a little bit more. Also, Mantis Shadow Blade, damage-wise, it helps out a little bit more than the Blink, I guess, but is the Shadow Blade even going to be worth it?
I actually think it's not too bad of a pick. It just means that if he sees any of the supports on their own, not really the Wraith King, because Wraith King has the reincarnation, but maybe even the Witch Doctor, maybe even the Sniper, he can try and go for a solo kill there, because these two heroes, they can't really deal with the Slark by themselves, so I think Mantis is going to try and use it as an offensive tool if he sees any of these heroes by themselves. But for the moment, he's just going to continue on farming with his Hand of Midas.
So, Keeper on the Lion gets his Blink Dagger before the puck does, probably by like 5 minutes earlier, maybe even, depends on how much farm puck finds in the next minutes, but this is huge for xGame. Just Blink getting closer to the Sniper, or getting closer to anybody really with the Hex, even the Ember Spirit, who is getting close, pretty close even, I have to say, to his own Battle Fury, the first one. And once he gets a Battle Fury, his farm is gonna just get a hell of a lot better. It's almost guaranteed.
Yeah, of course. It will accelerate it quite a way, and he also has some pretty decent regen just because of the Perseverance. That was the prerequisite item to build the Battle Fury. Actually, Mantis taking quite a bit of damage. He's already used his... Oh, he didn't use a Shadow Dance, never mind. There's just too many skill animations, I couldn't quite see if it was Shadow Dance or not. But just a bit of damage just to be shared between those two heroes, and it looks like Slark, he's playing aggressive. He really wants to try and whittle down the Ember Spirit's HP. So I like the play from Mantis, I just hope he doesn't overextend it.
Oh, Hookshot does miss on Traffic, but he pops the BKB anyway. Everybody's backing off for now, but he's gonna go down to the physical damage. I think Propolo, wow, god, the Shadow Races into the Mask of Madness. Sharfik once again standing his ground this time around. Well, almost enough with the Death Requiem to get the counter kill. Stalkat, he charged in as well, but he gets stunned up completely. And under the tower, kited around now, doesn't even get another strike off. Two heroes extremely low, but they get the kills. And with this Clockwork, he's only about 600 gold away from getting an Aghanims, which means even if we miss a hookshot, not that big of a deal.
Yeah, and it's also going to give him some pretty good stats as well. He's not going to be as squishy as he used to be, and wow, they got a kill on the Ember Spirit, but that was with a little bit of help. So at least Slark got something, and also the Lion contributed to the kill. He's got a Blink Dagger. That Lion's got a Blink Dagger before the puck. What?
Yeah, it's it's definitely weird, but Reeves just has been having a really bad game, but he's not that far off his own. After this creep wave, he's actually gonna have it if he kills every single creep from this one. So, Lion showing off his Blink Dagger there, getting the Blink Hex onto the Ember Spirit with a Pounce to follow, easy kills when the Flame Guard isn't activated. So that's the puck getting his own Blink, so not that bad of a timing, I guess. Well, it's still a bad timing for the puck, but it's not that far off from the Lion, the support.
Yeah, very.
Oh god, I'm not making it any better that way.
Not really. So after this Blink Dagger, do you think he's going to go for the standard Yule's pickup afterwards, so that at least he has a defensive mechanism, just in case he might get caught, to keep somebody in place, just to help his team really? Or do you think he might go for something like a Dagon to help burst down the sniper? Because he's still squishy. Well, actually, he's not that squishy, he's gone for Sanjin Yasha. The looter build.
I would probably go for the Yule Scepter. It's nice for defensive purposes, also another way to just deal with the Death Ward of the Witch Doctor, for example, just throw him up in the air. Just something like that. Maybe even throw up the Clockwork as he's trying to chase you down and to, like, cog you in, something like that. But there is a smoke, a 5-man smoke nonetheless for xGame. So if they can make it work, they might even be able to get an objective. Or do they really just, do they check Roshan, or are they? They're gonna go for it.
Wow.
That's a ballsy move, but it might just work out. Unless a Rocket Flare comes.
Yeah. I think he suspects that actually is there an observer ward nearby? Oh no, they had this ward. They had this ward,
They
so
did
they might
smoke in
see
though,
something.
so...
Yeah.
Oh, Rocket Flare, oh, Roshan, oh, hookshot to Fallen Mantis, so low already. Does stay alive though, and now suddenly Requiem of Souls, they kill the Clockwork, but is it gonna be enough? Keeper goes down to the Assassinate and a little bit extra Sharfik. BKB still there, Death Ward was a little bit mispositioned, but Sharfik gonna lose his life. Propolo though, he went in a little bit too deep as well, but still alive somehow. Paralyzing Cask, just targets next to each other. 5-man wipe and erosion. Wow, man, that's... I'd like to just bang my head against the table on behalf of xGame, because that's devastating for them.
Elysium, how did they know?
Just
Maybe
not
they saw
seeing
the
anybody on the
somewhere.
map. It's like Rocket Flare it out.
Maybe.
And straight after the Rocket Flare, it's just hookshot in. No delay, no hesitation.
Yeah, and he caught the Slark as well. Slark was he was at such a low HP range. He was just so easy to pick off in the end. He just couldn't do anything. He couldn't even hide in the Shadow Blade to really save himself. Did he pop the Shadow Blade, or do they have detection now?
Well, he might have activated it. Not entirely sure. He did stay alive for a little bit longer, but they were just taken by surprise a little bit too much. Also, the Slark was pretty low on health beforehand already. He definitely got off his Shadow Dance at one point, but man, that fight, I can't begin to just put it into words how bad it was for them. So, to be honest, the 5-man smoke, they should have just gone for pickoffs. They had the double blinks. So easy when your smoke breaks, you just blink in, jump on somebody, kill them off. But they just put themselves in... the reward though, was the risk-reward like ratio even properly proportioned?
For
them to go into Roshan like that?
They didn't get anything. So essentially, they just gave away golden EXP to xGame. Like, if they got Roshan, I guess that's okay, but it's just an Aegis and maybe a little bit of gold. Like, they can't even win these team fights because Elysium, they've got so much control, and all their heroes, they do quite a bit of damage themselves with Dr. Death Ward. Then you have the Sniper who's got Sanjin Yasha, and he's also got Crystallis as well, so he's doing quite a bit of crit damage, whereas Mantis, he's got a Shadow Blade and an Ultimate Orb going towards that Skadi, but he's not quite, you could say, tanky enough to really fight these heroes yet. Once he has the Skadi, I think that's going to be when he will be battle ready. Shadow Fiend, on the other hand, I presume it's going to be a Skadi unless he wants to buy maybe a Manta style to try and disjoint some of the disables coming out from Elysium. But I'd say just get HP items to really out-survive this damage, because Elysium, man, I'm not sure what to say. It's looking pretty scary here for xGame.
Yeah, it's just the amount of farm as well Elysium have on 3 of their heroes. Hugo, he almost has just the same amount that the Ember Spirit does. This Brave King, he's extremely tanky, already has a level 3 ultimate as well, and he started out as a support. I mean, you wouldn't believe it if you just joined in to just check out the game. It's like, oh, 10k net worth, he was a core from the start. They probably ran like weird lanes, I don't know, but...
Maybe even a jungle Wraith King, really low skill pub kind of stuff.
I mean, something like that, because he has really excellent farm, he even has a Blink Dagger now as well. He's gonna have to make space for it though, so... Quelling Blade, I guess drop it down, or we'll put it in the courier and sell it out?
I guess so. He doesn't really need the Quelling Blade, there's nothing like a Nature's Prophet to really make use of it anyway. It's just a nice farming tool.
Also, Propolo has a Crystalist 3.5k after that on the Sniper, so if he wants to, can finish up the Daedalus straight out now. Oh, Ember Spirit jumps in, they want to get Reeves, and well, he might stay alive. Witch Doctor in the meantime kills off Stalcats, Spirit Breaker, and Reeves also loses his life. Damn, xGame, where did it all go wrong for them in this game?
I think it was that overextension in the mid lane where they just gave up all their 5 heroes. I just felt like from there, Elysium just started snowballing. That massive dip, the massive ditch, all of a sudden we're underwater if you take a look at the EXP and gold graph. We're not sitting on a mountain anymore, we're literally in the depths of the ocean.
Oh, hookshot. Once again a little bit off target. Clockwork hasn't been the luckiest with this. I think this would have been slightly out of range anyway. But Wraith King already has another 2.7k gold. Like, what's the next item even for him? Do you also go for like an SNY? Do you build the BKB? And well, he's gonna get the Earthspark up. Mana Drain, is it gonna do enough? Nope. He has plenty with the help of just the Blade Mail, BKB, Requiem of Souls, Hugo. He's gonna go down the second time, I think. The charge is also coming in. Paralyzing Cast, trying to buy some time. Death Ward into Mantis, but he's just gonna get rid of it.
Oh, wow! Great play by the Lion. Nice blink. He was hiding in the trees, waiting for the Death Ward to happen, and he blinks up, throws Earthspike, and he gets it. But they're gonna lose 2 heroes. They lose the Shadow Fiend, and they're gonna lose one more. Actually, they lose the Slark and the Spirit Breaker. Shadow Fiend died in a different position, but Slark and Spirit Breaker were the ones to drop down just then. Oh my goodness. It looked alright. I think they should have just retreated, but they got a little bit greedy, tried to go for another kill, got caught out, and in the end just got picked off.
Since Wraith King bought back for this, it was still in numbers or favoring xGame just because they were behind beforehand, but Wraith King, that buyback, he should have known that his TP is on cooldown because he TP'd to the tier 2 before this fight happened, a little bit before. So his buyback was completely wasted. Suddenly 9.8k net worth, which used to be like 11.5 I think before this fight. So a little bit of a blow, but considering this is support Wraith King, it's still acceptable I guess. Also covered, finally is getting closer to his Aghanim Scepter. So far though only has that single point booster. Sniper though, him dying probably the biggest thing there, but he's able to dish out so much damage with his new Daedalus.
Yeah, shiny new Daedalus. This Sniper, unfortunately compared to the Sniper last game who was hitting like a pea shooter, this one's starting to throw out freaking whale harpoons. So xGame, they really have to deal with the Sniper. Obviously they have to actually get past the front line of Elysium first, which is the Clockwork, Wraith King, as well. Even the Ember Spirit, he's very tanky. He can actually sit in the front lines for a significant amount of time. Yes, Sniper's tanky himself, but he'd rather sit in the back line throwing out those 3 pot shots. And we missed a kill on the Witch Doctor, or I did anyway. Slark managing to pick that up, so nice pick up for him. He's got his Eye of Skadi. How long has he had the Skadi for?
He did just pick it up now, or well, like 30 seconds ago, something along those lines. So it's definitely going to help him out in staying on target. Also, a lot tankier now all of a sudden. 2.3k HP, definitely not too easy for Elysium to bring that one down. Unless they get like a perfect stun lock on him, of course. But
yeah.
They're definitely not out of this game by any means. I mean, they have a Shadow Fiend who is pretty farmed, gonna get his own Eye of Skadi soon enough. Oh, but the hookshot finally lands, the stun to follow before the BKB. And with the physical damage, even the mech won't save him. Okay, well, I was saying, well, they still have a chance, but now they're probably gonna lose a tier 2 from this as well.
Yeah. Would you even consider buying maybe a Ghost Scepter in the Shadow Fiend? Because everything on Elysium, it's basically all physical damage. They don't really have any magical damage sources, so it would create a little bit of space for Shadow Fiend to survive for that little bit longer, but we do know he wants that Skadi first. But would you think he might even pick up the Ghost Scepter later on?
I guess it's not too bad of a thing to go for. We'll see if, well, he himself is going to deem it worthy or not. At the moment though, it's creative preferences, I guess, for whichever item build they want to go for. But they did lose the tower indeed. Mantis though gets a double damage rune. Shadowblade immediately activated. He's on the hunt.
Is this the right decision though? There's so many heroes here. He cannot afford to get caught. Even with a double damage rune, if he dies, it effectively, to my point, I don't think it would be worth it. He wants to jump on somebody. Oh, poor Witch Doctor. Poor Witch Doctor, he is so dead. Hookshot, they're going to connect onto Mantis, and actually he's going to try and jump onto the Clockwork. Clock dropping very low, but actually our Sniper doing quite a bit of damage, and actually he is going to be chased up So unfortunately, they lose their Slark anyway. They lose the lines of the Sniper, and all of a sudden, Sniper going to be a really big threat to the Spirit Breaker who manages to catch up to him. But never mind, they lose the Puck who was on the high ground, fighting Couchor next to Pride Rock. So 3 heroes down on the side of xGame, but Elysium, they lose 3 as well. The unfortunate thing is that they lost the Slark. So if Slark survived that, xGame would have definitely taken that as a win. But for the moment, looks relatively okay, I suppose.
Yeah, it is really an even trade in just the XP and gold exchange there as well. Maybe a tiny advantage in XP for xGame, gold-wise, a minimum advantage for Elysium. But it was so crazy to see. First of all, I don't think Ember Spirit would have even died, but there was a nice blink hex onto the Sniper, which meant a lot less damage coming into the Slark at the time. But the Sniper, after the hex ended, he just two-shotted the Lion. It was really only 2 hits. Of course, he was critting as well, and if you're hitting really fast and you're critting for like 550, heroes like Lion, they just don't survive for long. I mean, sub 900 HP, that's just nothing.
Yeah.
Well,
so I'm not too sure what to say here for xGame. Do they stay passive or do they keep on trying to go for these little aggressive plays?
Well, do they have any dusts or smokes left? There is 1 smoke in the shop for them. Is there any in inventories? Nope. No smokes in the inventories, but they could smoke up once. I mean, they have the blinks. Oh, another hookshot this time around. It's going to be Stalkat. BKB activated, maybe going to be able to charge out. He's going to charge forward though. He just wants to go for the kill on Sniper. Might even succeed in all fairness. Wood Restoration helps out a little bit, but never mind. If he had a little bit of assistance, could have been beautiful. Tier 1 does go down to the Shadow Fiend in the meantime. Another hookshot! Goddamn Aghanim's cooldown. Didn't get the power cogs because of the Hex though. Death Ward for some physical damage. Charfik still pretty healthy with the mech as well, helping out. Was a great hookshot, but Lion was ready to help out in this case. But even losing the Clockwork, it's not that big of a deal still. I mean, Sniper keeps on farming up. Even gonna go for the Butterfly, has the Eagle Song already. And once he gets the Butterfly, no Monkey King bars will come out anytime soon, I think. Maybe for that Shadow Fiend having 2k gold in the bank, but Mantis just purchased the Basher.
Do Slarks typically pick up MKBs? I think they can, but it's not standard.
It's definitely not a bad item choice. Usually it's like Abyssal Blade, maybe even into Refresher Orb later on, but yeah, it's not bad for sure. And once you see a Butterfly in the enemy team, it's definitely gonna be worthwhile. I mean, as a Slark, you're attacking pretty fast already as it is. So Monkey King bar gonna be some pretty nice just value from that item, just purely damage-wise.
Oh, Slarks, if you really want to jump onto Ember Spirit, gonna try and go for it. Actually being bashed up, can he pick him off? No, he's just gonna Remnant back. He doesn't need to hang around. But yeah, Slark by himself, he does quite a bit of damage. Just a couple of right clicks and all of a sudden Ember Spirit's down to about 2/3 of his HP. Maybe a bit more than that. Maybe 3/4?
Slark definitely does hurt indeed, so as he gets maybe an Abyssal Blade, maybe goes for a Monkey King bar if he saw the Eagle Song already on the Sniper. But whichever one it may be, still Slark will hurt quite a bit, and well, at least Brave King, he's gonna mitigate quite a bit of physical damage soon enough because he has an Hyperstone in the inventory. He is about 400-500 gold short of finishing up the entire AC, so once that comes out, not only will Sniper, the Ember Spirit and himself hit a hell of a lot harder, they're also gonna make it so that the Shadow Fiend as well as the Slark both will hit a little bit less hard. I mean, I guess it's gonna kind of negate the presence of the Dark Lord. Presence of the Dark Lord wins by 1 minus armor to the bonus armor of the AC, at least the aura of it, but even so, it's just gonna mean that Shadow Fiend and Slark are gonna lose a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's going to be a shame for them. And their Spirit Breaker, unfortunately, he doesn't really have much farm himself. He's got 60 CS compared to the 100 plus of pretty much every other core on the game. So he's not really going to be able to pick up an AC for his team. And Puck, not an AC carry either. So who do you actually think anyone on xGame would pick up an Assault Cuirass? Maybe the Shadow Fiend?
Usually in such lineups, it is the Shadow Fiend. Maybe it's the Spirit Breaker, but the Spirit Breaker just doesn't have nearly enough farm for that. So I'd assume Shadow Fiend, but has himself with Talisman of Evasion for now. So maybe after the Butterfly, it's not like he's not hitting for a lot of damage. I mean, he's hitting for 250 per right click, or well, 248, but it's close enough. So I think AC, if anybody's going to build this, most likely going to be the Shadow Fiend. Slight chance of the Slark, but probably the Shadow Fiend instead of the Slark.
Yeah, probably. But we are going to be going into a late game for what it seems. Both sides, they do have decent late game. So I'd say it's pretty even so far, considering how xGame for the moment, they're relying on two heroes. Puck, not the best hero in the late game. He pretty much turns into a utility hero unless he has some big disable, such as a Hex, which is not coming anytime soon. He's just going to be finishing up this Yule Scepter relatively soon. So it's just pretty much the Shadow Fiend and Slark at this point. Everyone else on the side of xGame, they're just there for disables, for stuns, to really disorientate Elysium. But it's not really working so far. Their draft, maybe if they had some more items, something on the Spirit Breaker aside from a BKB, maybe something else to help tank him up a little bit to really stay on that sniper to keep him off his teammates, maybe they'll have a better chance in these team fights. But it's looking pretty bad so far.
I'm not entirely sure if like any other items would be more helpful than the BKB. At least you're not gonna get stunned, but headshot still goes through it, of course. And it's just the amount of physical damage Elysium has is a problem. And Spirit Breaker, if he goes for Ghost Scepter, he can't do anything to the sniper himself.
Yeah.
So it's just a poor situation for them. xGame, they had a decent start, but the one thing that just let them down early on, which even allowed Elysium to kind of farm up that much on their cores, was the fact that Puck got such a late Blink Dagger, and even once he got the Blink Dagger earlier on, didn't accomplish that much with it. And even now, really haven't been like, oh wow, look at the Puck initiation, just such a thing hasn't happened.
Yeah, so I think for the moment Puck, he's just going to have to rely on pretty much doing whatever he can in these team fights, just doing those little plays to really help his team out, because he's not going to get any solo kills. He's effectively a 1k HP creep with a couple of spells, and a Yule Scepter and a Blink.
Oh, really sad to see a Puck in such a position, to be honest. I usually really enjoy watching Pucks just because massive playmakers, lots of like action going on, and well, this time around just almost nothing, but should get easier for sure now with the Yule Scepter there on him as well. Maybe if you can manage to farm like an Aghanim Scepter, that's going to make it so the sniper can just easily run away and then turn around later on. But man, this sniper is so freaking farmed. I mean, Slark almost has the same net worth, but it feels like sniper is a much bigger threat to xGame than the Slark is to Elysium.
I actually think in a one-on-one matchup, I think the sniper might actually
one-on-one,
outdo
he
Slark.
probably would lose. I think so as well. Especially with the Basher being there on the Slark, but...
Yeah, well there is also the chance of the headshots to happen and the attack speed reduction, because you do get that with the headshot as well. It's going to be scary. Actually, double damage Slark. He's on the hunt.
Another
This is
double
when we
damage.
play the Jaws music. Dun-dun. Dun-dun. Dun-dun, 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 dun-dun. Who's he going to go for? He's going to go for our poor sniper here. No way for him to escape. There's no Shadow Blade or anything. Can they get the kill? Hookshot going to connect. Can Mantis get him? He's going to go into the ultimate. He can't chase him. He's running away. They do get the kill though onto the sniper. He has no buyback available as well. That's with the clockwork as well. There's going to be Deathward, but actually it's going to be bashed up there by our Spirit Breaker. This might be it here for xGame. They're going to get another kill. This is going to be the Wraith King. They're actually losing their line in the back lines to the Ember Spirit, but they are going to have Hugo coming back. He's going to try and finish off the Puck. Puck, he does survive. Does manage to phase shift as well as Orbital Wayne. Can they get Hugo? Looks like it will complete team wipe on the side of Elysium on the back of their Slark. Oh, Mantis, you've done it again.
Double damage is a good rune, I heard.
The EU summary.
Sniper,
Oh
he was
God,
so
man.
close to escaping there even, but of course the charge was also coming in, so at the very least Sniper would have died no matter what, I think. But wow, just absolutely massive, even having to force out the buyback on Sky now as well on the Ember Spirit, but even with this buyback, they're still going to lose Rex, I think. What a fight for xGame. They were definitely losing momentum, they were losing it fast. Also this time around Puck, he stayed alive, he got the 4-man Dream Coil before that. So really well done by a team from xGame there. But Mantis setting it all up, and suddenly 4.6k gold in the bank for him. That's easy Abyssal Blade if he wants to finish that one up.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, Puck, 12 HP, almost getting picked off by creeps. That would be a little embarrassing. Actually, he might die if he's not careful. 19 HP is fine.
Rocket Flare?
Oh, don't jinx him, man. Don't jinx him. This is a good game now for Reeves. But he is going for what seems to be an Aghanim Scepter. He's got the point booster. Opinion on Aghanim Scepter?
On the Puck? I think it's perfectly fine. It just guarantees that Sniper will not be able to run away. Of course, Sniper doesn't have a BKB anyway, so he doesn't want to break Dream Coil no matter what. But how many BKBs do we have in on Elysium? Is it 0? Yes, no BKBs as of now. So 4.5 second stun is massive, and there's no way they're going to be able to. Well, maybe they are going to be able to stand and deliver, considering they have a 30% lifesteal from that vampiric aura of the Wraith King. But
they could potentially snap it with the Spirit Breaker if he gets lucky with the bashes. And if they get it on any of the cores, such as the Sniper or the Ember Spirit, that's pretty big, because that means 4.5 seconds of them not really doing anything. In xGame, they can decide to either jump on them or finish off the rest of the team when they're disabled.
Yeah, Keeper can also force left somebody out if need be. But now Butterfly is finished after that fight. Slark is going for the Monkey King bar first before finishing up the Abyssal Blade. Probably the better choice as well, just to make sure no evasion will be a pain in the ass for him. Trum's finished on the Spirit Breaker, has a Sange as well. And if you look at the graphs, it's a massive swing. What used to be a 12k XP lead for xGame is suddenly 3,000, or for Elysium rather, is now 3,000 for xGame. Net worth, well, 10k lead for xGame now. Just
oh god.
One fight.
That one fight, man. That one fight. And we are going to have another smoke. I think they want to try and go again. I feel like... Oh, I should have missed the Dream Coil. I should back off. This is a big mistake. They're going to lose somebody straight away, and it is actually going to be... No, they don't lose anybody yet, but Slark is very low. He's going to be sitting in his Shadow Dance and actually going to be hitting the cogs there, and they lose the Sniper straight away. That's going to be Elysium's main damage dealer out of the game, and actually Death Ward doing quite a bit. Slark is dead, but he's got the Aegis anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Hookshot, they're going to connect onto... I don't know what happened there. I actually think I just glitched out with my animation there, but they lose 3 already. I think Elysium, they've lost this. Oh my goodness, that one fight. xGame. xGame, how?
I do not know, but I guess the post worked out in their favor. They were just able to cool themselves. It's like, yeah guys, we just need one fight. I don't know. Of course, Elysium not having buybacks is a big deal as well. Ember Spirit did have to spend his, so thank God he did not die. But xGame, they're playing it safe, going for the secondary set of racks. Not gonna try to go up against the just tier 4s. Reeves solo on health as well. Nobody's really super healthy. Oh, charge is coming in. It's just, I think it's creating space more than anything else, just to make sure that there's no like massive sleight of fist to get some kills while they're going for racks. So a 2 racks advantage. Ember Spirit with the cleave, definitely a good hero to clear up mega creeps, but even then, just suddenly a 2 racks advantage from the situation they were in. Aghanim Scepter finished on Puck, and that fight was with a completely whiffed Dream Coil as well.
Yeah, that's... I was going to mention that. I was thinking, how did they win without the Dream Coil? Like, I know that's an Aghanim's Dream Coil as well. I don't even know what happened. Actually, there's going to be beautiful clocks coming up from Cherin, but there is a nice source stuff coming up from the line. Actually, Sharkfic, there is a Witch Doctor Ward though. Is it going to be enough though? Actually, Sharkfic is actually taking the entire duration of the damage, but they do get the Shadow Fiend kill. And now Ember Spirit leading the charge. He wants to try and go for the Lion. And Slark, he's actually in the jungle. He was farming it up a little bit, but they do get the Lion kill in the end. So they got 2 for 0, but at what cost really?
The cost was high, too damn high I'd even say, and with this now Slark, he has picked himself up a Perseverance, so might be going for the Refresher Orb, which has become a little bit more popular on Slarks. Usually it is with a finished up Abyssal Blade, but maybe he wants to play it just absolutely safe. If you have 2 Shadow Dances, it's like, what can Elysium do unless they really cog you in completely? But last fight also, it was the Sniper unable to do anything at all, just because he got charged by the Spirit Breaker, and pretty much that was the end of him almost. Elysium, they are trying to go for a push, so maybe they're trying to force some buybacks on the Shadow Fiend. Maybe they're gonna really try to win a fight and counter GG, or at least get 1 set of racks.
They need to defend that Sniper. Slark, he's lurking in the back lines. He's waiting to jump on Propolo. There's the charge as well. So they have vision of him 100%. There is going to be the silence, and Dream Coil going to connect onto them. There's Aghanim Dream Coil as well. There's the breaking of the Dream Coil as well. So they do definitely get Propolo. He's definitely dead. No buyback on him. Built into the air is Reeves. They're going to get Hugo, but he's got the ultimate available, but he dies too late anyway, so no time for Elisa to get out. They lose the Clockwork as well, and Ember Spirit going to hang around. He's going to try and grab some kills here, but is there any opportunity for him? He's actually silenced up, so he could potentially get picked off if the Slark decides to focus on him, but actually Hugo going to be the first one to drop, and Ember Spirit last one to be the hero slain on the side of Elysium. Complete team wipe, and xGame they lost nobody. Nobody. Oh. There's like a celebratory BKB as well as Requiem of Souls there by Sharkfic.
They know it's over pretty much. They know there's no buybacks, or even if there are, they just don't care about them.
Traffic's like, yes! Yes, we did it, guys, we did it!
Well, that was a comeback and a half, man. I don't know. Wow, really well played by xGame. I didn't think they were able to do this kind of thing, but... Well, they had the heroes that can even combat late game up against what Elysium has. But it's just Elysium getting picked off a couple too many times, and also really nice focusing of xGame. The Spirit Breaker, he was really one of the key figures, I think, charging the sniper so very often, making it so that the sniper can't just stay in the backline and freely attack everybody. And since that wasn't the case, suddenly sniper is down, no damage from there. Ember Spirit just generally isn't the tankiest of hero either, so once you get like locked down with something, you die so fast, as we just saw as well. Really well done by xGame, but it's gonna be another just throw in the joint of the league.
So, lovely games. Their second game was phenomenal. It was great. Like, it was really fun to watch, but I don't want to count out the first game. It was more, you could say, a stomp in favor of Elysium, but this game, oh, the fights, man, the positioning, the everything. I loved it. I want more.
Really good games indeed, to be honest, and even though Elysium lost this one, I'm still pretty impressed by the performance in general, to be honest, so might be an up-and-coming team to just keep an eye on, because we've casted a lot of Division 2 in general. Hellraisers, we used to cast them a hell of a lot before they became popular and entered the tier 1 scene, so that's awesome. Vega Squadron might be one of the next teams, even NIP currently, Lions. Of course Era was known beforehand, but they started as a team as well from tournaments we casted, so it's nice to see just new teams coming in, and that is exactly why we need Division 2 for, well, hopefully more than only join the league in the future. Just, there needs to be growth.
Oh yeah, of course there needs to be growth, but I'm gonna keep my eye on Hugo. He's definitely my golden child so far. He played incredibly well. I don't know how he got so much farm. It's just ridiculous. Unfortunately, he couldn't really do anything else for his team. He wasn't playing anything other Lion, so he can go for those multi-man Earth Spikes or anything. He was playing a Wraith King. Pretty standard, can't really do too much, just throw a stun, be in there to take damage, die, and that's it. That's pretty much about it for Wraith King. You can't really do too much, unless you go to the transition carry, but he didn't build too many carry items, just the Assault Cuirass.
Yeah, so guys, this is gonna be it for this series. I do believe it's it for today as well. I'm gonna check the schedule. Yes, don't think we have any more games coming up. We'll see about tomorrow, maybe some more join Dota League, specifically Asia, I think. But for now, this is it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, just supporting us, as well as the teams and the entire league, of course. And if you want to follow us, be sure to check out our social media, HeflaTV, on both Facebook and Twitter. You can find me at Couchor. And Danny, where can people find you?
Just my Twitch channel. I've got all my social media links down at the bottom. Twitch.tv/DannyLie, DANELIE. I don't use Twitter, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a common thing, to be honest.
I know! Everyone's like, what's your Twitter account? I don't tweet, so...
Yeah, so guys, check out her Twitch account, and... Well, I guess see you another time, guys.